Welcome back, Royals. Happy Tuesday. Happy Aquarius month. Happy birthday to all of the January babies. And I hope you're having a great week. I'll have our co host introduce herself and then we'll get started with tonight's topics, which are um, checking your partner's phone. Is revenge corn ever okay? You have to say that word. You can't say that word. And then the last one, we're going to discuss the Lyft driver incident first. So we'll have our co-host introduce herself and then we'll jump right in.
Hi, everybody. Happy Taco Tuesday. How's everybody doing tonight?
We're doing great, Rose. I sat in traffic for an hour and a half and missed my spa appointment. Anyway, I could have stayed where I was and kept sleeping. I was so tired.
Really
I haven't
good
been
at
asleep. Right, like in real life. I was like, this cannot be real. I was two exits away, but it's okay. The God is good. Whatever. So the lift situation. So listen, let me tell you something before Rose gets started, because I could feel in my soul. That's why I got wine tonight.
And I was about to run and go get mine. I was like, let me not play no games, but I might run in a few seconds.
Okay, so I'm gonna give a brief summary, and
Okay,
then
let
you
me
go
go
run
get
and get your.
it.
Yep. Welcome to our homes, y'all. So if you need a
Right.
glass of wine, go on and pour one too. Because sometimes here's the thing: when we talk about real life, over here, what we talk about is what impacts the melanin community. What impacts us is everything. So that's why we talk about lifestyle. We go over different things that are happening in the world, and then how you should handle them versus how you do, and then what we can get from things and take away. So let me tell you what happened. First, in everything that happens when it has to do with a business, there is a corporate, professional, legal standards, policies, and procedures way that you handle things. And then there's a way that will impact the community and the population served, which at this point has become really big because people have big platforms. A regular person has a big platform. So you got to be careful what you do. But then on our side, as regular consumers or people doing business, that also doesn't give us the right to not use some logic, right? Okay. So let me tell y'all what happened. So this what happened. Let me tell you what happened. Okay. Okay. This what happened. First, let me say a disclosure. As a plus size woman, I feel like this is my realm. This is the Melanin Madam space where I have the right and opportunity to share with my fellow BBWs, plus size, fluffy, fat with a PH, whatever you want to call it. Some shit it just is what it is. So girl calls, girl calls a Lyft driver to come. I don't use any of those apps, but I do know when you call, it tells you who's coming for you, what kind of car they're in, and things like that. Okay, so the car pulls up, and the person who requested the lift to come is somebody that disclosure is on a weight loss journey, but she weighs 400 and something pounds. So she's a bigger girl and predominantly like on the bottom, right? All of this matters. So Uber driver comes up, I'm sorry, Lyft driver comes up in a car that is making noises and he refuses to give her a ride and says, I don't think you will fit in my car. I think that I'm going to cancel it and give you your money back. And you should request an XL, which is a bigger car, and does not let her in the car. Now, two things can exist. So, in the wonderful world of technology, we also get to hear exactly how this sounds. Before you listen to it, let me remind you of something else as well. Because, see, people only get shit when it's them, right? Again, two things can exist. I can very calmly and politely sound like I'm being polite to you while telling you you're not shit, right? It's the words that you use. It's your delivery. It's the whole package. To my melanin people, come in close. Come in real close. Isn't part of our problem that Karens typically are the more timid, soft spoken, and then when things escalate, we're the ones that have a bigger voice, right? So we know that certain people can mastermind how they say something, and it's still not something you should have said. That's in the Bible. Everything that you think should not come out of your damn mouth. It's something that he said that he shouldn't have said in a corporate space. So when you listen, I'm gonna let you listen to it. I need you to listen with two ears. I need you to listen with one ear of empathy. That one's gonna come right away, right? But listen to his choice of words. And I want you to tell me if there's anything in there that you think could have gone differently. Um, and then I will tell you how Lyft responded. So let's take a look at the video so you can see exactly how it went, and then go from there. Here we go.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What? For what? What you saying?
Yeah, I got no space at my car is small.
I can fit in this car.
But believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me. So, I'm sorry.
What I'm gonna do about my money?
I'm gonna cancel you. You're not gonna be charged.
So you telling me I can't get in the lift because I can't fit in your car?
Yeah, you need to order a bigger car.
What makes you think I can't fit in the car?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What makes you think I can't fit in this car?
Because the car is small in the back.
My best friend has a Benz that's newer than this that I can fit in. That's the same size.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't.
So you really telling me I'm too big to get in your car, so I gotta order another lift?
Yeah. And to be more specific with you, I got very tired tires.
What I got to do with your tires?
Yeah, and you have no space.
How you know I don't have no space?
Yeah, I got no space in the back. Believe me.
How do you know I don't have no space?
Because I've tried before.
Huh?
Because I've been in this situation.
So every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL it's called.
No, I don't never have to order an Uber XL.
Then I'm really sorry.
What's your name?
Abraham Carter.
Okay. Nope.
Okay, so while this one is up, the next one is up. Not tonight, okay? I don't have time for this. Let's see. I will scroll to it on my phone. The power over here is still going in and out. Is y'all power still going in and out? This, I would just like to say, it's this good old Apple while y'all talking about Apple is better. Okay, so this is the young lady. So you have a visual picture of what she looked like. She has obtained a lawyer. But I wanted you to see that picture and then hear the video. And then my first question is, from a corporate perspective, is there anything that he could have said that is not okay? Not your personal feelings. From a corporate perspective, if that was your company, is it something he shouldn't have said?
To me, I feel like he said he was very respectful. I'm trying to think corporate wise and lift wise. I don't think that they have any policy against that. It's their contract.
Just only what he said.
Oh yeah, I don't think he said nothing wrong. I do not think he was wrong at all. I think he was very nice about it. I don't think he could have said anything different.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Let me tell you, from a corporate perspective, it's a couple of things that he said. When she said that she could fit in the car and she's been in similar cars, you just didn't. I've been in this situation before. He should have followed it up with, I don't think it's safe because of the seatbelt, whatever it was.
Oh, yeah. He could have said that.
He should have followed it up with something like that. Right? So again, just making sure that when you say something, you say the whole thing. And we learned that in customer service. It's for us, it's called a shit sandwich. You say something good, you say the truth, and then you say something good to follow it up with. So it's my concern for you is safety. This car probably will not work, that type of thing, right? So that's the first thing. Above that is probably going to be when he said, my tires are tired.
I wanted them to show the tires. Like, was they a little bit bald or something? Like, I didn't understand.
Doesn't matter because okay, so let's roll with that. Okay. Let's roll with that. Now let me ask you this. Given how we are, now jump into Rose and Madam. If we called a lift, considering how much things cost, how we are, if that car came up, one, sounding like that, two, you're saying that your tires are not adequate. So that car isn't good enough for anybody. You shouldn't be driving it right now. You admitted that on camera that your car isn't safe, thus putting Lyft in a liable state. You also did that. We would have never gotten in that car. So you mean to tell me we could get in that car? If that car would have came to pick us up, we'd have been like, I'm not getting in that car. The way that it sounds like a lawnmower.
What Status said, because I remember where was we at? I want to say we were in Houston, and I swear on everything I love, we turned down about 5 Ubers and Lyfts because
See
I
what I
swear
mean?
to God, when they rolled up, I could not even believe they were Lyft cars.
See what I
I
mean?
said, do y'all not have no stipulations out here? Like, it was buckets, and I'm not lying. Like,
Right.
literally buckets coming to pick us up. One car came to pick us up and was like, they didn't have no room in a trunk for our luggage, nothing. Like, but
I've
it was
had that before as well.
it
Coming to
was
pick me up for airport. And I'm like,
buckets coming to pick us up. I said, so California is, we asked them, like, so is California the only state where you have to have a certain year car and up? Because I'm telling you, these was buckets. So I didn't hear that man's car, so I can't go off of that. But
so let me tell you.
I
Let me
didn't
tell you
hear
the
it.
answer to that question because it's happened before. So I personally don't have the apps, but I used to do red eyes and I traveled a lot for work. So sometimes if I'll be too tired, whatever, my husband would order Uber for me. And so there was a time when a car came and it wasn't the car that was on the thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it was supposed to be a man and it was a woman or the reverse. It was something like that in New York to pick me up from the hotel to bring me back home. And I didn't want to get in that car. And it was because, oh, I'm driving for my girlfriend and they don't want to use their good car. They'll use another car and just say that they're using that other car. I've
I
experienced
wouldn't have
that
got in
before.
either. Like, nope, if that's not the car that's on the app, no, I'm not getting in.
And it was a man instead of a
Yeah,
woman. And I was in New York and it was crack a dime. I'm not getting in this car. So they can do things like that. So possibly, so that's why I'm sure Lyft will have to do some investigation and stuff. But as far as the car goes, just the way that it sounds, you are right. You just called out something else that everybody in the comments, and one of the excuses was, widely seen. We was on the same post. That car is on its last leg. He just trying to make money to feed his family. So when did that become okay? To your point, we both know when you sign up for these things, you have to have a certain type of car because they want you to be safe, all of these things.
But I think that's
so
only
right
in
away,
California. It must only be in California. Because the
I
other
don't think it is, Rose.
well, it ain't in
I don't, because
in
that
Houston,
can't
they
be
have
safe,
whatever car
right?
they want. In Houston, they must get have. I'm telling you, it was literally buckets coming to pick us up. Buckets.
How long ago was that?
Like a year or so ago. I'm not playing.
Really?
I never. Yes, we always try.
Everybody I know that do it for part-time or something like that. Hell, I was going to even register to do Amazon, but that's by the way. And to your point, it said, the year of the car, this and that. I don't know. Maybe in some spaces they got lax where they shouldn't have. I don't know. But at the height of it, we do know that as a company, it's supposed to be that the car is safe for you to be in. So the mere fact that it came up like that, you already, unfortunately, even if she was dead wrong, Again, two
But
things can
he
exist. And so now let's get into the other part. I will say it first so that Rose don't get attacked. Think about this. I have the perfect example. And then I'm going to say this example and I'm going to let Rose say how she feels first, because over here we get to say how we feel. Hey, baby. So, hey, cousin. So, one thing that cousin and I were discussing earlier, and she took me to get my foots done, and it felt so good for my birthday. So we were in there discussing. Now she works in public service where her people do deliveries. She works in that field. So I was saying, by the look of the person, in the application, Rose, it asks you like, can you do this? Can you do that? Whatever, like that. I was like, think about those type of things when we've been on the other side. Think about, best one, when you book a flight. If you book a flight and you're of a certain size, you're required to buy another seat. So boom, right? So at the height of it, we know, back to the first thing I said, you can say things. It's how you say it and whether it's appropriate. Him saying his tires was tired is where he fucked the whole thing up. He could have, what he said, I've been in a similar situation. Okay, if you could get in and you can get your seatbelt on, then you can ride in his car. Certain things like that, because that is what a requirement is for a car. If she is comfortable and you pull that seat up, you cannot tell her she can't get in that car. That's just point blank, period.
But he can. It's his car.
You are driving you can't refuse it for that reason. So you still should have been smart enough to make up a better reason. There's times we've been on the hiring side, and I will be honest, it's people that came in and I was like, I don't care what your resume says. I would never hire you. And do you think I said, I don't care what your resume says, I would never hire you? No, I didn't. There were more qualified candidates.
I think that he was nice about it. It was just she kept going on and on. And
he was not nice about it. When you said nice that, you became unnice. You became unnice. If somebody walked up to me and I was with you and they said, oh, you are so fat, they said it nicely.
No, but that's a different thing. I believe
it's not. I think you think it's different because it's not me.
That man was nice about it. She just kept going on. She just kept going on.
I don't think he was malicious.
I don't.
Let me clear that up. No, I don't think he was malicious. I truly think he thought she could not fit in that car. That's why I gave the example to start with of the plane situation. Similar situation. If I'm in a wheelchair and I call for a car to come and a Prius comes, that Prius can't take me because it can't take me in my wheelchair. Right. So is it a reason
that she needs special accommodations? That's just like when I would order my mom a Lyft or Uber, I would make it known, well, she has a front wheel walker. Like, will that be able to fix? So I'll get special accommodations.
Right. Or absolutely.
She needed, like they said, an extra large Lyft or Uber, and she said that she don't get it, but
she could have gotten an Altima. She didn't need an extra large car. She could have gotten an Altima.
Well, she wasn't getting in. She wasn't getting. If I had a little car, I wouldn't have let her in.
What kind of car was it, Rose? Some people were saying Corolla.
At first, they were saying it was a Corolla, but then when I seen a video,
they said a Corolla. Wait, you're cutting in and out. Wait, twin, hold on. Okay, start talking again.
At first they were saying that it was a Corolla, but then when I seen the video, she was like, my friend have a Benz like this. So I'm thinking that it might have been a Benz, but everybody thought it was a Corolla because you
was she flexing saying I've been in a better car that's smaller.
Like, my friend,
I was wondering if she was trying to say that, but either way,
and like I said, they're contracted, so they probably are not taught what to say in these scenarios like this. So I know going forward, they will have classes. If you see somebody, this is what you say, X, Y, Z. Do I think that she should have sued him? No, I don't even think this is sue worthy, because at the end of the day, that's that man's car, and he doesn't have to let you in it. Like he like I said, he was nice about it. And she kept on saying, well, I got in these kind of cars before. I never get an extra large Lyft or whatever. Okay, well, get another one. But see, me saying me like, oh, we'll get another one, that would have been rude. He was not rude at all. He was just saying, I've been in situations like this, and he shouldn't have said nothing about his tires because to what you saying, he shouldn't be out there driving anyways. Then if your tires is messed up, I think he was just at that point trying to think of something to say
I
because you
agree.
shouldn't be
I
driving at all
completely agree.
if your tires is messed up and if they tired. That's why I'm like, your tires are tired. Like, what do that mean? They bald? Like, I was
I agree.
just trying to figure it out. But I just feel like in today's time, everybody is so sue happy. So since he didn't let you win, now you want to sue. I'm telling you, if that man was rude, I would be like, I'll go for it. But the fact that that man was not rude to that girl, now
Well,
you
he
want to
was
sue.
rude, but he wasn't nasty.
Yeah,
Those
and
are two different things as well. I don't think he was being malicious. I think that
he
he
was
was
trying not
trying
to
his
do it
best
and
to
yeah, trying
figure
his
out the
best.
nicest
Yeah.
way. He did, and he stumbled, and unfortunately,
If
it's
he wouldn't
just
have
no
said nothing
wiggle room for
about
that.
his
To your
tires,
point,
yeah, if he wouldn't have said nothing about his tires at all, he would have been
then it would have
perfectly fine.
been
But
it would
I
have been
think that
perfect
he
with me.
just was trying to think of stuff at that point because she kept on saying, well, why can't I get in? Well, I got in like this. And then he was just like, well, my tires are tired. Because he could have said that at the beginning, like my tires are whatever. But I just think that's what it was. But I want to see how far this case is gonna go. I really don't think she's gonna win. I just don't
Um,
think she's gonna win.
well, this is the interesting thing. So let me show you. Um, to her point as well, Lyft has already apologized.
Yeah, they did apologize.
Once you did that, you assume responsibility. I believe that they assumed responsibility though because of that part. And it should not have gone there. It should have, you could have driven off at that point because you're right.
But
You're
just
in
think
the
if
car.
they would, but it just think in this day and time in 2025, if Lyft would not have said nothing, they still would have looked guilty. So it's like you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. It was
Oh,
good that they
absolutely
said
not. As a company, no, ma'am. As a company,
I
you are
think
trained
that
in PR. Anybody who speaks on behalf of, why do you think even when I say things about, oh, I did this for Delta or that for Delta, I always have to say at the beginning, I am not speaking on behalf of Delta because any of my personal opinions, I'm still a representative of Delta. How do you think that when people are on vacation, if they do something they're not supposed to, and they put a picture up, the company then fires them later? It's very unfortunate, but once you work for a company, both on and off the clock, you have some responsibility to that company as a contractor or whatever. Um, Again, I don't think he was being malicious, but here's the flip side. As a plus size person, um, I've heard people say things like that. Oh, this person is too big. I don't want them in my car. And the person is plus size, maybe even half of her size, who could fit in a regular car. So you mean to tell me you will put 5 people in your car, but you will not put this plus size person in your car that weighs 250? So I've seen it. So when you are somebody that lives in that space, you know the different things that you've heard, and you know that it is malicious. Sometimes his wasn't malicious, but he still said what he shouldn't have. And we've discussed this before as it relates to skin color and different things that we've heard. It's just unfortunate that is something he should have never said. In my tires are tired means if you get in my car,
my
my
tires is going, yeah.
that's
But
exactly
my
what it
thing
means.
is too, when you having a person of a certain weight or whatever in springs and all that stuff, Lyft does not reimburse you for stuff that happens to your car. So he has the right, just like they have
You
right to
do.
refuse
Nobody
services.
said he don't have the right to refuse that ride.
Yeah, so I don't
I don't
know.
know what the rules are of refusing to take a ride, but do I think that she's gonna win? So from Madam's, I have two. Mm, from Madam's perspective, I'm a fair person. I'm going to be fair and say if I scheduled a car, I look at the type of car that's coming because one, I don't want to get in no shit that I wouldn't ride in. I feel the same way about your car that your car feel about me. That's number one. Number two, if I saw something of a smaller size coming, it's just me and y'all could do however you do in your plus size fat girl life. in my plus size fat girl life, I don't even want to create a situation where somebody could say something to me. So I want to be comfortable.
But
I
she know
don't,
what car she's
I
ordering
don't,
when she do it.
that's what I'm saying. I agree. I'm saying the things that I would do if I saw either a Corolla or a smaller Benz or whatever she said her friend has. I wouldn't get in those cars. How are you even comfortable?
Yeah,
That's like trying to get in a Corvette.
when you seen on your app that a Corolla
I
or
think she
small
should have
Benz
canceled it and asked
was
for
gonna
something
pick
else.
you up, you could have canceled it and got
I
something else.
agree. And that's what I believe on my side. Now, in the court of law, once Lyft did that and wrote that, she won. She won. They're probably going to settle out of court with her, though. Lyft covered their ass right away because it
But
doesn't matter
now
what
with
you
her
guys are.
doing that she about to make it bad for all bigger people now.
Well, that's not
Yeah.
true. Again, these are things you don't hear because you are not fat. I have heard that since I've been a little girl. I had people say things like that when I was a little girl. So if it's not a space that you're accustomed to, it just seems like it's something that's not that big, but it is that big. But
No, I'm
again,
not saying that it's not that big.
I
I
don't
feel like
think that
I think that she's overdoing it. I do feel like she's overdoing it. Like that man was really
I don't
trying
think I would
to
sue.
intimidate against
I
her,
wouldn't sue.
and he wasn't. I think she's trying to. She's making it bigger than what it was.
When she
Like
sued,
it
let's
was,
take a look real quick. Let me see something real quick. Hold on. Because okay, plus size Detroit rapper says Lyft driver refused to let her in his car. The driver apologized, but said his tires essentially couldn't handle her weight. I told you, and I didn't even read this yet. It's about the tires. The tires could not handle the weight and that she wouldn't fit inside. Her attorney, listen, it's really important to know the things that are associated with discrimination. If you've heard me before talk about why I kind of got out of HR, it was because unfortunately I didn't agree with males getting certain things that women can't even get to reproduce. That was the first one. And then the second one was at that particular time, it was like during the transition of the different acronyms, and I couldn't keep up with them. And I didn't want to be the person that, because I'm from an older school where I'm gonna still call you a he or something. I didn't want to get in trouble for that. So that
you
space
will.
just what yeah, I was too scared. I was too scared. And I've been working around these people, right? So if I see you and I say, oh, hey girl, but you don't want to be called that anymore because now it got to the point where under your signature, you could write what your identify
Pronoun.
as.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it, bro. I supported 34,000 people. How am I supposed to remember? And what if I just slip? It was too many what ifs for me. So when you're working in spaces like this, you got to be a little careful. If I got that flustered, again, you're right. It's your car. You could have said the same way we do in customer service over the phone, ma'am, I hope you have a good, safe night. Go ahead and reorder a Lyft, and I'm sure somebody will be on their way in a little while. You have a good night, and you could have drove off. Why did you go back and forth? Going back and forth
Yeah,
gets you
that's what
more
I said. I
flustered.
think he was trying to be too nice and go back and forth with her. That's what messed him up because when she said, well, what am I going to do about my money? He said, I'm going to reimburse. I mean, I'm going to cancel it, so I'll reimburse you. I would have
Perfect
just left it at
answer.
that and went
Exactly.
because everything he said was perfect.
After that,
But
you being, what is that called? Were you being roped in? Baited.
and that's exactly what he was because he was saying
That's a
that.
bait.
That's why I said I think that's why he said his tire thing. He was just at that point trying to think of something to say so she could be like, no.
Honestly, she should have selected a bigger vehicle. Absolutely, I agree too.
Also,
Also, this is his vehicle, so he is responsible of the wear and tear. Absolutely,
yeah,
I
that's what
agree.
I said. I would
But
not.
you can't say those things. So that is all correct. Same thing
So
I
that's what
agree
I'm
with.
saying. After this, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have when you on welcome calls, whatever y'all do, they gonna make it to where you know what and what you cannot say if you see a patient. I mean, a patient, a client come
Customer.
in, yeah, customer come in
And
there,
welcome, Taisha.
yeah. So that's
That
just
should
like
be one
those.
of the questions. Do you require any accommodations?
Yeah, do
Maybe
you?
now they'll add that
And
as a
most of them
question.
do ask that. Some of them do ask that. So she
Okay.
said no because she said that she got in cars that size before. But if you think about any other bigger size person, they not gonna want to stuff themselves into no car like that. They're gonna want an SUV or a van where they could be comfortable. Like, why would you want to get in a little car
I
like that?
wouldn't. I
I
wouldn't. So
would
that's
not
why
want
I
to be
talked to cousin
comfortable.
earlier. Like, hey, when you open the app, do it ask you any questions? So, because like, how do you know if you have a stroller or luggage to your point or these
Let
things?
me see
So,
if I still got it because I'll be deleting
okay.
that stuff off of my phone when I
Okay.
don't use it.
Okay. So take a look for us because now that would be, that's so uncomfortable. Girl, I don't want to be uncomfortable. Honey, listen, let me tell you. So I have a lot of loose skin in my mid area. When you sit down as a plus size girl, your mid area kind of compresses you, right? I don't want to be sitting with my titties under my throat because my legs is like this. You see how that happened? You see I lifted my leg. What happened? Your breasts go up. I don't want to be suffocating in a car. I want to ride comfortably. So now maybe she can go learn from this matter as well. And I think that she could. I think that she should, as a matter of fact, because I agree on both ends. I know every day when I wake up what I look like, what is needed for me, those type of things.
Right.
You have a responsibility to yourself to make sure that you are safe, that you are comfortable, and that you are not doing things that would even put somebody in a position. I don't really think it was fair that she answered that. Yes, because I'm plus size, loud, and I understand. Because we keep it real. Nobody have time for that. Like,
At
mm-mm.
all.
I don't. If I wouldn't have heard, I'm glad that we were able to hear the call. That's number one. So it can't be any difference on each side. I'm glad that we were able to hear that. To Rose's point, he went a while trying to say things, but at that point, I would have just started repeating myself. Ma'am, I don't think it's safe. Go ahead and call another lift. And I'm not finna keep going back and forth. Even as a CSR, when I started in call centers like 30 years ago, 20 years ago, something like that. You
Oh,
were
yes,
taught
they
how to
do.
manage.
They do.
What do
They
it say,
do.
bro?
It
What do it
says
say?
assist. They have one for assist, and it's like it have a person with a cane on it and everything. It says assist, and it says for. It says special assistance for certified drivers. So they have one for people that need assistance. Then they have the Uber XL, affordable ride for groups up to 6. And then they say Uber Pets. They got too much stuff. Comfort, it says newer cars with extra leg room, and then Uber X,
Exactly. It's
and
the going back and forth, Taisha, where people get baited in.
then
And
yeah,
if you are going to work in that space, bro, no different than we said here when that one video almost went viral for people being so angry with us. At what point, and we are completely comfortable at home, at what point do we fire back at somebody? No matter how upset we got, we called each other. We did not
mm-hmm.
allow that to come out because that's not who I am. That's not who you are. And I'm not about to allow you to bait me into
Right.
saying something that you get what if you want to work in a certain space in this environment, this culture, it's been around for a while. Plus, everybody got phones. If he
Mm-hmm.
would have kept repeating himself, everybody would have said off top. Because I said, you saw my first response before I got to hear it. Like, but you notice I said in there too, unless something was said different.
Yeah,
But
I was waiting. I couldn't wait to see the video because
to
when I
see
read
it,
it, I'm
yeah.
like, the internet love to drag stuff out of proportion. But then when I heard it, I'm like, are you serious? Like that man did not say nothing wrong. But I did say, I wonder what do tires mean? Like I did not understand. I was like,
Yeah, that's a
that
fat joke, kind of. That's a fat
yeah, like
insult.
oh, see, I didn't know. I'm like, does that mean
That's
his
what I'm trying to tell you. That's why I didn't read the headline of what I pulled out. I pulled something for a picture so we could go over together. And remember when I read it, what it said was it said, this is the sentence that matters. Sorry, guys, that ain't it. This one. But said his tires essentially could not handle her weight. Apologize, said the tires were essentially could not handle her weight. That means the tires are tired. But again, you
God
can't
forgive me,
say
y'all
that
do not cancel
because
me for
if you
laughing.
put 3 people in the back seat that weigh 200 pounds, they weigh more than her, but you would gladly put them in the back seat.
No, but 3 people that weigh 200 pounds can't sit all in. 3 people ain't about to get in the back seat.
Yes, they can.
Not in no regular car.
Yes, they can
What kind of
because
car?
everybody's weight is different. Do you know Gina weighs close to that? We're talking about weight, not what you look like. Weight.
No, I'm 198, so I'm 200 pounds.
This is what
But
I'm saying. Three of y'all could fit in the back of a
I don't
Corolla.
think
It has
so.
the three seats.
I don't think
You can
so.
fit in the back. Either way, that's 600 pounds, and that's more than what she weighs. The point is, don't even get baited into stuff like that.
I wouldn't
You
have got
shouldn't
baited.
just
Like
take
I
it
said,
at what it was at.
he should have just shut it down when he said that he did it before and
Yeah.
it didn't work. He should have just left it at that. Like, ma'am, I'm canceling it, and you could just, or I would have never kept going
I'm
back and
making a
forth.
safety call for
Yeah,
that's best for
I
you
would have
and for
did
me.
that.
Absolutely. Keep it focused on safety. When in doubt, look for ways that are attached to safety, y'all. Look for ways that are attached to safety. If you're on the phone talking to somebody, even if you do a YouTube interview or something like that, and you think of ways to stay. Well, you
But
know
I
what?
don't
I'm
think
going to
he
end this.
was thinking of it in that moment. So that's
Of course,
why
he wasn't. He
I
wasn't.
would have to give him a pass on that because I know he was just trying to think of stuff just because he didn't want to do it. And I was reading the comments and people had said that they was past Uber and Lyft drivers, and if they seen certain people that they wouldn't even stop. They would
And
see them
you know what? But that was my other thing. I was like, oh, if he would have just kept going and then canceled it. Like, do anything you can to eliminate that type of issue. I would
yeah,
have
there's
done
a
that. I
lot of
was wondering,
people.
can you do that?
A lot of people in the comments were saying that. They was like, I would
Okay.
just pass by her and cancel it. Like I did that plenty of times. So
Well,
he
look
should,
at the
but
tip.
like,
I
but
agree.
look at
Let
him.
me
He
show you what picture they
was
found though, because the internet never fails.
oh
Again, we
God.
could feel how we want to feel personally, but in a legal space, she's going to win. Lyft already said that they take responsibility. So, and they said reach out to them. So I'm sure they're going to take care of her offhand. But then I'm sure also that this is a learning experience. I think that everybody across the
And I
board.
don't think that man should have got fired.
Did he get fired?
They said he got fired. I don't Lyft didn't say he got fired, but people in the comments said he got fired for that because of
I
that.
think that that's a teachable moment. I think
Me
that,
too.
listen, we have a rule in that space as well. It's 3, right? That man did more than 3. Once he got to 3, what happened? You got frustrated and said something else. For whatever reason, our brain will try something 3 times. After that, you start to get flustered, which is why you shouldn't do it as well. But the internet never fails. So this is why.
Girl, I don't even want to see it.
Because it's the rule of safety, right? So all I could think about was all I could think about was Rasputin.
Girl,
Okay.
I don't even want to see it.
She
That's her.
posted these pictures.
She was not fitting in that back seat. And that looked like a van.
It looked like her, right. So you guys, just this is for the purpose of context, because when you go for people, be prepared for them to utilize their resources as well. Do I agree? And is that not the same example that I just said? When you sit down, first of all, when you stand up, if you look like that, when you sit down, you get wider for whatever reason, and then everything pushes up. And then now you have your legs up here doing, I don't think she would have
Yeah,
been
she wouldn't have
comfortable at
because
all.
and her legs look shorter, so it's not
It's
like she could
worse.
scoot the chair back where she had more room. And
Exactly.
so she wouldn't have
And
been
bro, you know
uncomfortable
I'm
with
short.
that
That's
seat.
why I was like, I think I could say something, because this logically doesn't, I don't see how that
It's
she
a
was going to be
teachable moment
comfortable.
all the way.
And then
It's a
how do you get
teachable.
the seatbelt on? I don't think
I was
that.
just about to say, because just think on Love After Lockup, the girl Monique. Now that I don't know how much that young lady weighs, but I remember the girl on Love After Lockup. I think Monique was like 4 or maybe 4.
And Monique is tall as well.
And she was tall, and just think she had to have a seatbelt extender. That
Right.
she didn't put the regular seats around her. She had to have an extender on hers. So
Right.
just think regular seatbelts ain't gonna even go around you anyways. It could have been other stuff he could say, but like I said, I don't think he thought about that. But going forward, that could be the first thing he said. Well, I don't think my seatbelt. But I guess like she was saying, well, let me get in and try. Like it was like she really didn't want to take no for an answer anyways. She didn't
She
want to take
didn't,
no
and it's
for an
because she knew it was being canceled due to her weight. But I feel like as the resident plus size girl, I can also say if I called well, I can now, but back when I was at my biggest, I would not call a two-door Corvette and then get mad that the Corvette couldn't fit me. I already knew it couldn't. So you can't get mad at the situation knowing that the situation does not suit you. I don't think that it's fair. I feel like she really trapped. She
She
did.
did
That was
it on
a
purpose.
bait.
That's why she started
That was
recording.
baiting. That
That's
was
why she
baiting.
started recording that. Just
That was,
because.
and that's why she kept going until he got to the point where he said that. Notice once he said that, you guys listen. If you don't listen to nothing else I say, pay attention to some of the shit I try to tell y'all from an HR. I've been to court. I know what happens in court. You can say how the fuck you want to feel. It don't matter. If the law is the law, the law is the law. Do you know how many places I could walk in and trip people up if I wanted to? Do you know it's people that professionally do that? The average settlement for a frivolous lawsuit is $50,000 to $60,000. Do you know that there are lawyers that only take frivolous lawsuits because they sell them like that? They just go back to back. It's a man that became a millionaire and he has literally filed 900 and something cases because he knows how to trip people up. He knows how to look for a loophole. Example, Red Bull gives you wings. I went and bought a Red Bull. It didn't give me wings. And he sues him. And he wins because he knows the law. Our opinion don't matter. Notice the beginning of that tape is much longer than the part after the tire thing. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Girl,
I wonder if this was her
cancel this
plan the
list
entire time.
and you about to
Baby,
waiting for
it
somebody to
could
do that.
be.
Waiting for somebody to do it. So she ordered that type. Because I cannot see her ordering regular Ubers all the time. I just can't.
Bro, this was my other question too. When we were in Atlanta, so this is what I was asking cousin too. We ordered Uber or something to take us to the concert. The first car that came was a minivan. I didn't really care. It was nice, and it wasn't all that, but it was a minivan, but not a bad one. And then the second car that came was a Tesla. But we ordered a regular car. That's why I went back to, girl, if you saw what kind of car was coming, I think it was a setup when she saw the car that was coming.
Because
I
you can
do.
do all that. You can pick and choose what car you want when you see it coming. That's just anytime if it's a lot of us, we always just do an XL, but we have to make sure, like, oh, do you got 3 rows or whatever it is, because you can do that now. It's like she did that on purpose, but like I said, it's a teachable moment, and we'll see what happens after this. We'll see.
I don't think he should be fired. I think that the
I don't
company
either. I
should
think that
revisit some things. I don't think he should be suspended. I don't think that he should be written up. I don't think that he really did his best. And it's even in saying that, yes, he shouldn't have said it, but I don't know. And I'm very sensitive about how people say certain things. And I wasn't at all by that, but I quickly pointed out what it was, knowing some of the things that have been said to me before. But I've also been through therapy. Certain things don't bother me no more. Let's see. So on to the next topic. Have you seen that show Wags to Riches on Netflix yet?
I said I wanted to watch it. I haven't watched it yet.
I don't think you will like it, but it seems very scripted, very I'm better than you.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying that they didn't like it.
No, but let me tell you what I did pull out of it. So when I sent you the text message telling you let's do a topic on like revenge porn and going through phones and things like that, those things can be very dangerous. What I didn't know is, did you know that Rick Ross's first baby mama is actually had to sue 50 Cent because he bought a sex tape from the man she was dating or had just broken up with and put it out because she was mad at Rick Ross?
Girl, no.
Girl, he's very, very evil. So he did that to her. In 2015, she filed a lawsuit and she was awarded $5 million. And She still to this day, while she's talking, is so upset. So it's a group of women, and those women, one of them is the one's engaged to Chad Ochocinco. She's like, I didn't get my money from a rich boyfriend or an athlete. I had to work my way up. You got $5 million. Why don't you get out of his house? Because she still stays in Rick Ross' house. It was beyond flustered. He was beyond flustered at that point. She still stays in the house from Rick Ross, but they don't mess around or nothing like that. But the mean girl was like, don't want her around, is very mean to her, judges her like she laid on her back to get that money. And I think it's very mean
Yeah, they
because
was saying that well, you know, that's Ocho Cinco's ex now. That she's a
already.
Yeah, they broke up because she found out he was cheating on her. They're supposed to get married in February.
Why you break up with him? That's what he do.
Yeah, that and it makes it very clear. I remember when he told Evelyn that he would have threesomes and all that stuff. Like, and she would have to be okay
She
with
thinks she's
it.
better than everyone. You
Yeah,
thought
and
because
she
you came
and
with
girl,
your
and
own money.
everybody was saying that too. They was saying that might not have been a good look for her to come on there. They was like, cause she the mean girl. Ocho
She
Cinco's
is
ex. They was like,
mean,
she's the mean
10.
girl. Mm-hmm.
She had the baby mama and she is mean to her. She is so mean to her. And they was like, just Google it. It's an X tape out there. No, she didn't just do X tape. She was with her boyfriend. They made a tape.
But that's you
50.
can't make them tapes no more either.
I don't think you should have ever made them, but
Yeah, I don't think you should make them. And if you do, you keep them. It ain't no way that it should be into their hands
or
because
make
stuff
sure
like
something
that.
is not going to destroy you, because if it goes out,
Don't show your face or something that people know that you have on your body or something. Make it to where they
right.
can't know that it's you. But you people were still cussing Stony out too because she put was talking about Rick Ross' other baby mama on there.
I can't remember if she did, but let me show you guys. Let me play the two clips because it's important key factors within these two particular cuts. Please don't let me get no copyright that we will go over, because ladies, you need to start protecting yourselves, because for whatever reason, when something is leaked or something like that about a woman, we are stoned. It is no different than the things that happen in culture, that has happened in Black culture. You get your scarlet letter, you get all of these things. When something come out about a male, they don't get that same treatment. So they don't have no problem leaking a tape or doing it. It happened to Mimi, it happened to Kim, it happened to everybody puts these tapes out. But notice people don't really leak tapes of men, because unless it's with another, and because they know that they're not going to care. They know that it's going to make them look better. My best advice to you would be, if you're going to do that with your husband, because at least if that
And
comes
still,
out,
even if I do it with my husband, you still ain't keeping it because we might get a divorce one day, and you not about to try to blackmail me.
I don't know. I'll ask my questions later. I don't have one of those, but I'll ask my questions later after we watch the two clips. So this is clip number 1, where she explains a little bit about what happens, and the girls is being mean to her.
Wait, so who was she doing the tape with? Rick Ross?
No, it was with her boyfriend at the time. So she did a tape with the man she was with at the time. She found out that he was cheating. She exposed him to the other lady. He then gets upset and exposes her tape by selling it to 50 Cent, because at the same time, Rick Ross and 50 Cent started. So that
Girl, I mean,
the
that is
ITC had nothing to do with the situation. You were looking to
yeah,
hurt
that
her
don't have
so
nothing
bad.
to do with it. But if I was her, I mean, you could be embarrassed of it. But look at Kim Kardashian. Look, they damn near billionaires, and they wouldn't be like that if Kim wouldn't have been spreading it wide and opening it up. I
Right.
would.
But
I
look
mean,
at who
that's just
she had behind her, though. This girl went through some things because of that tape. She was treated badly. She's being treated badly today by the
well,
Ocho
she needs
Cinco
to cuss
girl.
their ass out. Like
I think so.
girl, please. You might think you're gonna be the bad girl on camera, but I'll have to show you. Like
Well,
and now look
apparently
how
she
the
got a
tables
big
have turned. Look how the
apparently
tables
she
have
got a
turned
big
now.
influence.
Yeah, look how the tables have turned now. So I now when they do the reunions, if I was old girl, and I'd be like, and just how you was trying to clown me, yo was out there cheating on you too, bam,
She's very mean. And when you watch it,
ma'am. They
and
kept
that
on
was in
saying
the
she
first
me.
episode. In the first episode, the girl already crying because how she being treated. She thinks she the head person, the cream of the crop, whatever like that. So, um,
That's why I'll watch it and see, but you know I don't be liking all that stuff. I got certain reality shows I watch just because I think I watched it from the beginning, and that's only Atlanta Housewife and Married to Medicine. And sometimes they make me mad that they do all that. So me watching a new reality show, if they doing all that, I probably won't watch it because I don't like none of that stuff. But I want to see it just because everybody's been talking about it. But if they about to be doing that on black women talking about each other, I don't want to watch it because
I
I
don't
feel like
think
that's
you're
what
gonna make it.
they exploit us because they know they can get the ratings off of it and everything. Like they do that on purpose, feed everybody liquor and drinks just so they can cut up and then play.
For
No,
these women is sober. I think I made it to episode 4 before I was like, so it don't get better. It keeps increasingly getting worse. So really, to me, Ocho Cinco's person was just jealous that she had
mm-hmm.
that money. She was like, I do this and I do that, and I would have did this with it. Girl, calm down. That's your business. That girl is a boss in her own right, and you don't get to judge what somebody else does. If you want to work yourself till you can't breathe, that's your business. But
And that's
everybody
why
don't want to do
you
that.
and look at your boyfriend wouldn't even do none of that stuff for you. You still had to do all of that.
And most of the people barely like you. They don't really like you. They just want the connections that you have to help their business. But notice how she said, young girls that are listening and ladies that are listening that have not yet been presented with this opportunity, because it will come. They will ask if you don't put that as a no-go from the beginning. Listen to what she said. I felt comfortable. I wanted him to see I was down for him. I
Mm-hmm.
like her transparency. I love it. She said all the things that ladies really do feel.
Mm-hmm.
When you in love, you want him to see that you ride or die for him, to see that you trust him, because that's a very vulnerable state to be in. And it destroyed her. He did that to destroy her. I think he should have had to go to jail and be in trouble for what he did. But now, years and years and years later, because that was in 2015, that was 10 years ago. How you meet people and the person is being mean to you, but you were the victim. And a girl, I could understand her. You looking in the mirror at a girl that looked like you, but what I mean by that is we're all supposed to be sisters
Mm-hmm.
keepers, and she literally dogging you out for no reason, don't want you to come around, turning her nose up at you. She's very mean to her. So let me play the last clip, um because it's important to hear these things. So one, you can hear that it don't matter how comfortable you are. I don't think you should do it. If you would be in any way, shape, form, or fashion humiliated if that tape went out, and I don't mean regular humiliated, right? That's like saying you fall and you're not gonna be embarrassed or whatever. No, I mean if it could literally hurt your soul, I don't think you should do it because it's too common these days to do these things to people. So last, that is so mean. How can you even be that mean to know that somebody went through an experience that made them not want to be here and literally humiliated in front of their kids?
Girl,
Why
that's
would
what
you even want to
is.
rehash that?
It's some of Kenya in them and Marlo. Cause girl, I wish somebody would make me cry over something that I did as a mistake, and you try to make me feel bad for that still as an adult. Girl, bye. Girl, I would be like,
But the group is even treating her different. So who would want to
see,
be on the show where
I gotta
everybody's
watch,
treating her
but
bad?
still, I hate for her to still feel like that. She still, to me, got some kind of low self esteem or something. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you didn't, it would be nothing that another grown ass, I want to call him the B word, could
Mm-hmm.
say that's going to hurt my feelings. unless you already still feel low about yourself for doing that. If you feel like, okay, you was doing that for your boyfriend because you was trying to be down and you know it was an accident and all that, fuck all y'all what y'all gotta say. Because all women have done stupid shit for niggas. Period, point blank.
And vice versa.
So it's like you can't let nobody make you
Apparently, her
feel
life has
bad
been
about that.
held since then. Apparently,
Yeah.
her life has been held since then. But why would you keep poking at this girl? I don't know.
Now,
I
if
can't
she
even
just go
see.
off and tear holes up in them, then what? Like you can't just keep on doing that to people. But I want her to get some better self confidence because that shouldn't even bother her.
She's so pretty. I think the lady is probably jealous of her because
She
she
probably is.
I think she's jealous of her because she didn't. She's. Why do you care if she moved out of the house that Rick Ross
Yeah,
owns? He's
I
supposed to
probably
take
wouldn't
care
move
of
out
the
that house.
mother of his children, why
Exactly.
our
I probably
child.
wouldn't move out of the house either. Like if I don't gotta pay for
But
nothing.
that's stupid, Ro. You have the kid. If Mark had the capability to buy either of his baby mama's house, whether their children were grown, I don't think I would have a problem with that. If
If
they're
it's the
grown, if
mother of
they're
your
kids,
child.
no problem at all. And the house is in his name, so he's just taking care of her. If she got her 5 million and she just wants to live her life or let it build up slowly or whatever, everybody don't want to be in a rat race of every day, all day out there, a boss chick. Maybe she wanted to be a mom. Why do women get shamed for being a mom? She's very mean. I watched up to 4,
She
like waiting for her
she
to go
probably,
off.
but I wonder did she ever get that money or did she use it up because what's her name Rick Ross'
Tia,
other baby mama Tia talks, and I
what you
remember
think?
when her and them they get into it a lot, Stony and Tia,
Oh, that's
and
her. Okay.
yeah, Tia is the Rick Ross' other baby mama, and she was like, why do you use me for it? Why did you talk about me? So I guess on the show somewhere she talking about her, but she was saying, why don't you talk about how when your mama passed away that y'all couldn't even bury her? Y'all didn't even have enough money to bury her.
That's who Tia was talking about? It was her? Oh,
So where did you did you really get $5 million? Because your mom passed away and they said she said Rick Ross wouldn't even give her the money. But she would stay in his house, so something ain't
that
adding up.
don't that don't make sense.
And it don't be lying.
And don't. So did she not have the money or she didn't want to spend the money and she wanted
Well,
Rick
even
Ross to
if
spend
she
the money?
didn't, we don't know. Her mama, she didn't have no money. She was saying she don't have no money for her mama to get buried.
I was wondering when she said she had a daughter, the first daughter. I was wondering if that's who Tia was talking about with some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They go back and forth the most.
Yeah, it's her. It's
Okay. 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 That makes sense. Now that is it for tonight. What tips do let's give tips. My first tip, I don't think you should make a tape with anybody at the height of it. If you
me
do,
either.
use your phone.
Your phone, yeah, that's what I said.
Not a
Use your
camera,
stuff.
not nothing else. Use
No, that
your
somebody can
phone
steal
so
or
it stay with
anything.
you. And
Yep.
if you and your man want to watch it, y'all watch it off of your phone. If he want to watch it, let him watch it off of your
Yep.
phone. But
Don't
lock that shit
put
up
your
so
phone
tight.
away. Yeah, put your phone behind your back. Ain't no trying to screen record or nothing. And if you do it, like I said, make sure you have your face covered. In other spots, like in the person is known for their tattoo, have all that stuff covered up so a person won't know that it's you. If you still want to do it.
Mm-hmm. Um, what else? I would also probably, if you are somebody of status in the hood environment, um, I would have them sign a non-disclosure. I would. I would have them sign something because I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna sue you. And I don't care if I come for your baby's first pair of baby shoes. I'm gonna sue you. That's crazy. Why you shouldn't be doing stuff like that. On on the flip, I also think that if somebody has something of you, exposing them would not be a good idea. If you
Mm-hmm.
expose them, then they have something to turn around and expose you. And it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong, just like the previous situation. Is it right that you told the other girl? I don't know what all the situation is. If it was both of y'all and you let it out and say you go ahead and be with him, maybe you could have just walked away. I don't know. But what I do know is when you make the decision to expose him, it hurt bad enough, or he was angry enough that he wanted to do it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's no different than I'm gonna out you if you down low and all of that. Some things at this point, let's start talking about today, are just safer to walk away from if you can. That's my other piece of advice. I think they need to make laws around some of this shit
Yeah, they
because
should. But it's like
doxing people and all of that is
at
out
this
of
point,
control.
you need not do it.
I don't think you should.
You
And
shouldn't. You shouldn't just not. You should just not do it because people are in another route. People are too happy now. So it's like you do one thing, and 9 times out of 10, you can get sued for that. So think about the stuff that you're doing.
what you have to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's something that's going to humiliate you with your kids or something like that, no man or woman in that space. That's where the kids come before the parents, because that is not a need. That is not something that you have to do. The order is God, spouse, kids, and something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that God is telling us to think about the kids before we do it. I think that makes more sense because it's for us to protect them, and that's not protecting them. Um, so yes, I think that you should be very safe. I think that men that do it are cowards. I think that women that do it, which is usually a mistress or a side piece, I think that you just as bad as I consider that man. I don't think that you're right. Either you signed up to be in the space or you found out and you continued in that space and you didn't like the outcome. So you call yourself hurting somebody with something like that. Then we're going to be saying, oh, such and such went live and told about such and such. Now they went over there and unalived them. I want to keep my life. I do. Stay out of situations you don't belong in.
Yeah, for
It's
real.
way too rampant. That's how I feel. Any final words from you, Rose?
Um, I'll
Order
go.
proper lists.
Huh?
I said order proper lists.
Please. The hell.
Please
Please
and thank
look
you.
at your app. Look at your app and see what you ordered. And then going back to the Lady Stony, ladies, start having a higher self-esteem about yourself. It don't matter what you think, what other people think. You have to think of what you think about yourself, because if you feel that way about yourself, everybody else is going to feel that way about you too, because you're showing that you feel that way. So people know what holes to poke at when they know that you feel that way. So I'm pretty sure with her showing that she's vulnerable and that hurts her, people know what to say that's going to hurt your feelings. You can't show nobody what hurt your feelings or let another raggedy ass female hurt your feelings. Don't let people know. You gotta, some things you gotta keep to yourself. I don't care if this was for a show. Certain stuff I would not have said because now everybody knows what buttons to push on you to hurt your feelings. Keep some stuff to yourself, but still start thinking highly of yourself. Start thinking highly of yourself. Like, she's super pretty. It would be no way that I would let no other female talk crazy to me and have me crying. Girl, if I start crying, believe me, you gonna
There's
really be
usually
in your
something
feelings.
coming after that.
So ladies, do better. Just try to have a higher self-esteem. Don't let nobody else make you feel bad about yourself. You have to feel better.
I agree. So tomorrow is my birthday eve. I put out the giveaway rules already and what the giveaway is actually for. I will be making the announcement on my birthday in the DR on Thursday of who the winner is. I will not be having a live that day, but I will probably try to have a live on Friday. It's a 4-hour difference, so I think that'll work. And let's see what else. Oh, if you are anywhere in the LA area, the winery, the themed murder mysteries that they've been having, we attended one and
Mm-hmm.
it was so much fun.
It
I
was.
had fun from beginning to end. The food was good, the wine was good. I had a really good time. So thank you to everybody that came out and celebrated one of my birthday events with me. And I put up pictures for that as well. But if you can attend, I know they have one coming up on the 14th. and it's a love murder mystery dinner. So I think you will like it. Go and try it, and
Really
then let
fun.
us know. It was fun. I liked it. So that is it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you back after, no, on my birthday. Good night.